So today I'm going to show you an instance of 9/11 foreshadowing in a Hollywood movie that I caught watching a movie. Uh, and to explain what 9/11 foreshadowing is, if somebody doesn't know, a satanic power league that rule this world, they believe that if they forewarn people before they do something bad, they believe it absolves them from moral responsibility of the evil they do if they warn people ahead of time. And that's part of the reason you can find a lot of foreshadowing examples in Hollywood movies all the way back to the 70s and 80s. If you can see, you can find numerous examples in Hollywood movies, TV shows of hinting at what's going to happen in 9/11 before it happened. And the reason they do it partially is because they believe that if they warn the world about something evil they're going to do, it's going to kill a lot of people. They believe it removes the responsibility from them for what they did if they warn people ahead of time, which is ridiculous. And it's not like they hold up flags, we're going to attack New York on 9/11, stay home. They use subtle subliminal hints that very few people catch, and they believe that's going to take away the responsibility of the evil that they did. Anyway, let's get to it. This is a movie from 1989 called Away, and the movie is about firefighters who use planes to waterbomb fires. And this scene is the scene that stands out to me, that stood out to me as I watched it. And this scene, when people communicate through symbolism, the Illuminati, you have to look at symbolism like a language. They are speaking something to you through the symbolism. Symbolism is a language. So you have to look at it like somebody saying something to you, and what are they saying through the symbolism? And the Illuminati use symbolism as communication and to, yeah, for different reasons. This scene, what are they saying? It starts out here. It is from 1989. This scene, 8:06, 8 minutes 6 seconds in, and you can see two men here, and you can see an airplane. So you got an airplane standing here. We're shown one airplane, two men, and this guy is carrying a cluster of balloons in the colors of the United States of America's flag, red, white, blue. So this is symbolically referencing America. You can read this as America. And they're running out to an airfield here. And remember, we just saw one plane. We were shown one plane. Here we have another plane. So we've seen two planes. We've been shown two planes in less than 30 seconds, in a 30-second time span. These two guys run out into the airstrip, the airfield, and you have a plane incoming. Look closely. And they stand here, one next to each other. And they're just standing there. And you can see the plane is heading towards these two guys. Now, what I'm saying is that these two men here represent the two towers on 9/11. As you can see here, these two men represent the two towers. Here's the plane, and if you watch the trajectory of the plane, it's heading towards the two towers, the two men that represent the two towers. And he's wearing a cluster of balloons in the colors of the American flag, which means this is what I'm seeing in this. What's being communicated is America will be attacked. Two towers will be attacked by airplane. America will be attacked. Two towers, and then more information. Two towers, airplane. So they're telling you America will be attacked. In 1989, they foreshadowed 9/11. America will be, they're communicating to you. It's like a subtle hint and warning. And they believe that because they put references, like these subtle references, in movies, it absolves them of guilt for the people dying that day. Because they hinted at it in movies, which is ridiculous. Um, yeah, so you got a plane heading towards two men. One of the men has balloons in the colors of the American flag. These two are the two towers, to represent the two towers. This is how they communicate through symbolism. And the plane moves towards them. They're standing here. See, it's heading towards the trajectories. They are in danger of being hit by it. They will even get out of the way. So you can see even more clearly two men, plane heading towards them, and they get out of the way. Here, represent again it taken out. Two planes getting taken out. And if you look here, you can see what looks like eyes here, and you can see fire eaters. You can see fire. You can see the words fire eaters on the shirts. And I think that might represent how they brought them down. So if you go to A&E 9/11 Truth or Testing 9/11 Truths, they propose that the planes were not brought down by office fires. They were brought down by thermite charges. And thermite charges don't really explode and blow things up. They burn things away. They eat away steel by fire, pretty much. Unlike a regular explosion, is boom, and then it's gone, and it blows up things. It's you light it, and then it becomes like lava, magma, a fiery flow, and a fiery flowing substance that eats away steel. They could also be referencing by the name fire eaters their faults, what they're going to say about it. Like they lie, they go to tell people that fire brought down the towers, like regular fires, not thermite charges, but regular fires. And if you believe I'm crazy, I don't care. These satanic Illuminati control the world. They have a lot of Freemasons, and to them, the Satanic Power League, a lot of politicians people have in the world of Freemasons. They believe, to them, the two pillars. It's a big deal to them, and they have two pillars with male names, Boaz and Jachin. So they have, to them, to the Satanic elite, they have two pillars in their esoteric symbology, occult, hidden symbology, with hidden meanings. They had two pillars, and they called Boaz and Jachin. So if you think it's crazy, well, you just reading too much into it. You're crazy. It's just you think it's this is talking about 9/11 two towers. It's not two towers. It's two men. Well, the same people who control Hollywood, the same people who planned the events on 9/11, are known to use symbology. You can find a lot of symbology in movies and TV shows and stuff like that, and artists, music videos. So a skeptic might say, "Oh well, you're crazy. You read too much into it." The two guys standing still here, and you're saying it represents two towers or two pillars, but it's not doing that. Okay, well, the same people who control Hollywood, who put symbology in movies, have a belief system and a symbolic language that involves two towers, two pillars. The esoteric meaning between pillars. They represent opposing forces. Hidden from sight. When the word esoteric is more simpler, it's translated into hidden from sight. So they're hiding things from your plain view. Most people watching this movie are not going to sit and be like, "Oh, they're warning me about an attack," or in hindsight after 9/11. Oh yeah, this is the satanic Freemasons who control the world, foreshadowing using predictive programming, foreshadowing the attacks that they have planned many years ago to attack the towers. Most people aren't going to see it. Why? Because it's hidden from sight. It's veiled. It's more subtle. So it's not. They're not going to have a guy running out in the field holding a sign. 9/11. Two planes will be attacked. But we're going to still communicate the same thing, but they will use symbology and like vague references. There you got the two pillars, the two towers, Joaquin and Boaz, and this represents America. These colors. You can see the trajectory of the plane heading towards them. This is 9/11. This datum 9/11 is symbology. This is telling a story. This symbolism is communicating to you. Two towers will be hit by a plane and another plane. Because they showed us, if you look at it sequentially, they showed us one plane part and then another plane. And on 9/11, first one plane hit and then another plane. So the other one hasn't taken off yet. They showed us two planes in a 30-second time frame, which is two planes hit 9/11 according to the official story, and that's what brought it down. Yeah. And you got the plane headed towards these two men standing here representing two pillars and the two towers, 9/11 towers, the World Trade Center towers, they represent two pillars, Joaquin and Boaz. 9/11 was a huge satanic ritual to the Power League. And they used it to start a false war, war on false grounds. They used the events on 9/11 to justify an invasion, murdering a lot of people. And they sacrificed over 3,000 people on that day, Americans. That's who run your country, if you're in America. So you got two pillars, and each pillar has a human name. So this is a pillar, and it looks like the outline of a tower. And this looks like fire pillar. And they have male names, human names. So these represent humans. And the plane goes in, and it takes the two towers out of the way, gets rid of it. Fire eaters. And then there was fire in the towers, eating away. And this scene, I thought about it yesterday. I think this represents this symbolically. Remember that they're communicating to you, they're telling a story without using words. They're using symbols instead of words. And I think what this scene here represents, if you look at it in sequential order, where we saw the planes, then we saw the plane impacts. Then we see a Willis Jeep and these two guys getting into the Willis Jeep. And you still have you can read this as America, because you have the colors of the American flag. So you can read this as America. I think this scene, because it happens after, if you decode this in sequential order, first we saw a plane, then we saw a parked plane, then we saw a plane flying towards the two pillars, and then next after that we see a Willis Jeep and two guys in it. I think this scene represents or communicates to you America goes to war. First two towers will be hit, next America will go to war. And interestingly enough, Let's zoom in here. On the Jeep, they got a red flag. A red flag is a warning sign. When somebody says that's a red flag to me, that's a warning that something's wrong, and it's used as a warning. Red flag, the symbolic meaning of a red flag is a warning. So here you go. They're warning you in 1989 that two towers are going to be hit by an airplane or two airplanes. They're going to get taken out of the way. It's going to be fire eating at the towers. They're going to get taken out of the way. So two guys were standing here. They got out of the way, representing the towers being got rid of. And you got these balloons here representing America. So you can read this as America. You can translate this to America. And you got a Jeep with a red flag on it. A red flag used as a warning of danger. See? So you got the Illuminati putting in warnings in movies long before the attack that they planned happened, warning the world that 9/11 is going to be an attack on 9/11. Two towers are going to be hit by planes, fire. America's going to go to war. They're warning you ahead of time. And they believe that it absolves them according to their twisted morality. They believe that absolves them from guilt for the evil that they did because they warned people ahead of time. Somebody could have sat down in 1989, watched this movie, and be like, this is kind of weird, and then went on a chasing rabbit trails. And I feel like this communicating something. Like, what's this about? This seems like a weird. And then they could have learned about the Illuminati's symbology, and they communicate to public with symbology and to each other with symbology, and you could learn by Jotham and Boaz. Oh, this represents two killers, and what's good. So like you could have figured it out. Like something's going to happen on 9/11. You could have figured it out. So like, well, you should have. The public should have known about it. They're too stupid, and they laugh at people who can't pick up on things like this. So they deserve what they get. And I could go deeper on this and watch more of the movie and find more things because there's more references in this movie. Um, but I think this will do it. I just woke up and had some coffee, so I'm a little bit stressed. But I think that'll do it. I just wanted to show you something that I found.